Hi, welcome to Vocational Training Materials Australia. I'm Julie Essen, the Managing Director. In this video, you'll learn a bit about using serious games for a review and assessment in the Australian vocational training context. So I guess you're wondering what the point of these training games is. If you really want to get into it, Google serious games, and this will give you a lot more background into the academic and serious nature of the games. You'll also find out about how they're being used in Defence Force training, health industry, and a number of other really serious industry areas. They might be a bit of fun, and yes, that's fine, but they're also a fantastic way to get serious or dry content across to adult students. So, what's the point? The games are used as a different way of reinforcing learning of knowledge, language, and other content in a unit of competency. They're also entirely suited to either formative or summative assessment and give both the trainer and students a good idea of where students' understanding and strengths and weaknesses are and where support might be needed. The games also provide students with practice in using the foundation skills embedded in the unit. This includes language and literacy skills, negotiation, teamwork, being able to politely argue a position, taking turns, and so on. And finally, it should be a bit of fun, and both learning and assessment can and should be fun. Assessment can be conducted in any number of ways, so why not fun? As a trainer or teacher, you strive for quality in what you do. One way to have quality assessment is to customise the questions and scenarios in that game to suit the industry, the specialised information or other needs of the students. You can also video the students, with their permission of course, as they play the game so that you have objective evidence of the quality of their answers and their foundation skills development. There's no reason why students can't play the game more than once, as they should randomly get different questions and scenarios each time. However, you might want to ensure students don't come to use the game as a way of learning the answers and skew the results if this is planned to be used as a summative assessment activity. So how do you make this work? Firstly, you need to purchase a game board and a set of question cards and the answer booklet for the unit you want to work with. These can be purchased separately or all together in a starter pack if this is the first game you've decided to play. Then, go through the answer booklet and customise any questions you want, transferring these changes to the question cards. The questions are numbered the same in both files for easy transfer of information. You'll then need to find playing pieces for each student, and these can be sticky notes, counters, coins, shells, anything else that you can find that's available. The dice can either be the real thing, or you can download a dice app on a smartphone and just use that. And finally, you can purchase the trainer tracking sheet, which is an Excel file, to track student responses to each of the questions. You'll need to check the file matches the same number of questions as you have in each of the groups of your games, particularly if you've customised any of this. So once you've purchased the starter pack or each of the individual components for a game, and made sure you've reviewed and customised any questions you feel need changing, you're ready to print off a game board, preferably as a coloured A3 size sheet, a set of question cards, and one answer booklet for referencing during the game. You might like to laminate the game board for easy reuse and also the question cards. And this will set up a game for 2 to 6 players. If you have more than 6 players, you'll need another set. And a little tip, when you print off the question cards, check before you print them and make sure that the 2 pages, one with the questions, one with the back section of it with the colours and picture on it, actually fit perfectly. They will print back to back neatly and they should make a nice easy cutting out arrangement for you. If you've customised the questions, make sure you don't change the size of the field you enter text into, and that way the back-to-back printing remains correct. The how to play instructions are included in each pack, and naturally you can change them to suit your group. Just keep a record of how you did this differently for ASQA audit purposes, if this is an issue for you. And of course, not everyone's going to have that as an issue. The Did You Get It game is the main one discussed in this video, but the quiz game, which is a PowerPoint, can also be used and customised for group assessment and is highly suited to online webinar activity as well as class use. If you aren't familiar with Jeopardy, Google it. It's an old style TV game. Finally, if you have students wanting to do private study around the unit of competency, the Think game uses questions and answers from the starter pack as a matching activity that students can work on, a bit like concentration. They can either work together or with another player. And the last most important thing when it comes to playing the games, and certainly for students, is how do I win? So the scoring of each question is on the card. Students can either keep their own tally of points or nominate a scorekeeper, and the highest score wins. For trainer and teacher purposes, the video becomes your objective evidence of competency, and this also can be tracked using the trainer tracking sheet if needed. And now the last thing. Make sure you add the resource to your calendar of validation so that you remain compliant with ASQA, if that's the issue for you, and can also track quality improvements and adjustments made to meet any special needs. Remember, this should be fun. It'll take a bit of work to set up initially, but if you laminate as much as possible, the next time should be a very quick setup. It should also mean that you end up with a product that helps with consistent, valid assessments that take your training from compliant to really engaging and fun. For all the serious games products mentioned here, go to www.vocationaltrainingmaterialsaustralia.com. All the best and training games? Yes, seriously.